Hi students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my English language class on behalf of Green Light 3As, an exclusive English language learning YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss the difference between had better and have to has to. Okay, let's start our discussion. First of all, had better. Had better is a modal auxiliary that indicates certain events which is less important. To do but that's good if done. Mentionable here. Base verb is always used after had better and provides the meaning in present tense. Had better may be used in affirmative statements, negative statements, and in quotients. In affirmative statements, the structure of had better: subject plus had better plus base verb plus objects. Let's come to examples. The first example: Rana, I feel feverish. To him, you had better see a doctor. Here in this dialogue, Rana feels no serious fever. So it's not very important for him to see a doctor, but it's good for him to see a doctor. So to him has used had better in his speech to make Rana seeing a doctor less important. Okay, fine. Let's come to the second dialogue. Sabina, I have got 2 pens to write with in the exam. Father, you had better buy more ones for the exams. Here, Sabina has 2 pens, which may be enough for the exams or not. Father says, small another pens may not be needed for Sabina. So he has used had better in his speech to make her buying more another friend less important. Okay, fine. Then negative statements. In the negative statements, the structure of had better: subject plus had better plus not plus base verb plus object. Examples: the first ones, you had better not do the work. The second one, you had better not wait for me. The third one, they had better not be invited. In the 3 sentences, you doing the work, he is waiting for me, and inviting them are given less importance. So in the sentences, had better is used. Okay, then quotients. In quotients, had betters may be used in either yes no quotients or WS quotients. In yes no quotients, its structure had plus subject plus better plus base verb plus object plus note of interrogations. And in WS quotients, WS plus had plus subject plus better plus base verb plus object plus note of interrogations. Okay, fine. Let's come to the examples. The first one, had I better go now? The second one, hadn't you better take me with you? The third one, what had I better do now? The fourth one, which topic had we better discuss? In the sentences, my going now, you're taking me with you, my doing what now, and our discussing which topic are given less importance. So in the sentences, had better is used. Okay, then have to has to. Both have to has to are modal auxiliaries that indicate such an event which is obligatory to do, and there's no exceptions not to do it. Mention above that the past form of both have to and has to is had to. Have to, has to may be used in affirmative statements, negative statements, and in quotients. Now, in the case of first person, second person, and third person plural subject, in affirmative statements, the structure of have to, has to. Subject plus have to plus base verb plus object. Examples. The first ones, I have to study attentively. The second one, you have to follow the teachers. The third ones, they have to obey the rules of the society. Here, my studying attentively, you're following the teachers, and they are obeying the rules of the society, are the most important and obligatory words for which in these sentences have to is used. Then negative statements. In negative statements, we find the structure of have to, has to. Subject plus, do not plus, have to plus, base verb plus object. Now, examples. The first one, I do not have to, ignore the rules. The second one, you don't have to deceive him. And the third one, the students do not have to talk while the teachers give lectures. In the sentences, my ignoring the rules, you're deceiving him, and the students talking while the teachers give lectures are completely prohibited. So, in the sentences, have to is used. And quotients. In quotient, the structures of have to, has to. Do or don't plus subject plus have to plus base verb plus object plus note of interrogations. Here we have some examples. The first one, do I have to call the boy? The second one, don't you have to study to succeed in life? And the third one, what do they have to do now? In the sentences, my calling the boy, you're starting to succeed in life, and they are doing what now are the most obligatory words for which in the sentences have to is used. Okay, fine. Then when the subject is third person singular, in affirmative statements, the structures of have to, has to. Subject plus has to plus base verb plus object. Examples. The first one, he has to study attentively. The second one, she has to follow the rules of health. In the two examples, he is studying attentively and her following the rules of health are more important and most obligatory words for which has to is used in the two sentences. Then negative statements. In the negative statements, we find the structures of have to, has to. Subject plus, does not plus, have to plus, base verb plus, object. Now examples. The first one, the boy does not have to ignore the rules. The second one, Mina doesn't have to deceive me. In the two sentences, the boy is ignoring the rules and Mina's deceiving me are completely prohibited, for which in the two sentences have to is used. And quotients. In the quotients, the structure of have to, has to. does or doesn't plus subject plus have to plus base verb plus object plus note of interrogations. Now examples. The first one, does he have to call the boy? The second one, doesn't she have to study to succeed in life? Here in the two sentences, he's calling the boy and her studying to succeed in life are the most obligatory words for which have to is used in the sentences. Okay, let's come to had better. We know had better is the past form of have to has to. Had better is used with any subject. In affirmative statements, the structure of had better, subject plus had to plus base verb plus object. Example, the first word, I had to help my father in farming. The second one, he had to avoid lying. Here, my helping my father in farming and his avoiding lying are most obligatory things for which in the two sentences had to has been used in the past form, past tense. Then negative statements. In negative statements, the structure of had to, subject plus did not or didn't plus have to plus base verb plus object. Example, the first word, we did not have to neglect our teacher's advice. The second words, they didn't have to be late to go to school. Here, in the two sentences, our neglecting our teacher's advice and their being late is never allowed at all. So, in these sentences, did not have to has been used. And then questions. In questions, the structure of had to, did or didn't plus subject plus have to plus base verb plus object plus note of interrogation. Okay, now examples. The first example, did you have to do the job? The second one, didn't we have to receive him at the station? And the third example, what did you have to do for him? In the sentences, you're doing the job, our receiving him at the station, and you're doing what for him are the most obligatory words for which in the sentences did plus have to is used. Okay students, our today's discussions is over here. Please subscribe and like the channel to stay with the most important lectures on English language. Okay, thank you very much.